Hey, how's everybody doing once again? So, I'm sure a whole lot of you have heard about the $40 billion deal that Tesla owner Elon Musk agreed to with Twitter. And according to the most recent story about this particular topic, from what I read, he and Twitter both agreed to a contractual obligation when certain policies though, and certain terms and conditions. And not only that, but the contract that he signed in order to acquire Twitter for the amount of $40 billion comes, well, it was sold to the Securities and Exchange Commission, or looked upon by the Securities and Exchange Commission, if I'm not mistaken. My point of saying is because the company, he's the CEO, Chief Executive Officer of the car company, well-known worldwide company by the name of Tesla. As a matter of fact, Tesla's average revenue was $1 trillion this past year. It brought in bought in a total of $1 trillion. However, and as lately, Elon Musk, Tesla's CEO, is now backing out from taking full ownership of the social media platform Twitter. And however, he still has to go by his contract that he signed in order to get ownership of the company, according to the agreement that he recently reached with the platform Twitter, which was on April 25th, a few days ago, as a matter of fact, 3 days ago. Now, if things don't go as planned with his contract that he recently acquired with the social media platform Twitter, he could have to pay a penalty upwards to $1 billion. But I'm sure when as successful as a company as Tesla, the car manufacturer, is, that's nothing to him. That's only chump change to him, because he's one of the most richest people as we speak right now in the whole entire universe. Now, I'm also saying this is for us as community, us as black people, we need to really step our game up. As a matter of fact, we need to try, just like it's been talks of him to Elon Musk trying to get acquire full ownership of Twitter, the social media based platform Twitter, which is very popular. I believe it's second among some of the most popular social media platforms behind Facebook. Don't quote me on that. Anyway, we as black people are so behind that it's ridiculous. And it really hurts me to the point where all we think about for the most part is showing our wealth instead of building our wealth. For instance, we want to spend so many thousands of dollars on things that are insignificant. One of them being, as they say in the streets or in the hood, rims. And the car could be a car that may be over 20 years old. In most cases, older than that. If not that, we like to spend the majority of our income on Jordans, Air Jordans, when Jordan don't give a fuck about the black community. Excuse my French, but he doesn't. In fact, when he came here to my hometown of Birmingham, Alabama, back in the mid-90s, rumor has it he didn't come anywhere near the hood. Yet that's still, we buying his shoes, going crazy over his shoes, going as far as forming lines outside of stores just to get a pair of athletic shoes just to show off for the most part. I mean, do y'all not know, black people, how wealthy Michael Jordan is? He's a billionaire. Who knows, he may be close to $1 trillion now, when it's his shoes are valued at. And not only that, but based upon the revenue of his shoes alone. Not only that, But us as black people, we always, for the most part, hate being left out. That's one of the main reasons why, and tell me, am I right or wrong? We love us some marijuana. And I'm a witness to that because the people, judging from the people I work around on my job, the majority of them are weed smokers. And I just don't understand this for nothing in the world. I mean, when are we gonna actually come together as a race and just once and for all build our wealth together and just maybe one day try to create our own social media platform. I mean, after all, we use social media from what I heard, what I was told, and I do my research. Judging from my research, we use social media more than anybody else, any other ethnicity, any other race. So why can't we try to, at least, if not try to create our own social media platform, at least try to acquire full ownership of a social media platform eventually, just so we can be able to be one day one of the most wealthiest. And the reason I'm toning down my voice is because it's somebody walking behind me. But why don't we just once and for all one day try to acquire full ownership of a social media platform? If we don't already, since we don't already have our own social media platform to begin with, not one, the majority of them are either Chinese owned or owned by some other kind of ethnicity other than black. Well, instead, what we like to do is just show off what we have, spending all these amounts of dollars on stuff that's not necessary. Because from what I heard, I never have ever smoked weed before, but a guy that I used to work with, a former coworker of mine, said one time how he had to quit smoking marijuana due to how it's an expensive habit. I just don't understand us as a race, and I guess I never will, by me being a fellow black person myself. It seems like, and judging from my perspective, us as black people just hate, for the most part, being left out. And I just never ever will be able to figure us out as a race. Another prime example of how Ketanji Brown, if I'm saying her name right, became the first, not only the first female Supreme Court justice, but the first African American female Supreme Court justice. And by us being the way we are, we take that in pride, even though it's really sad when it all comes down to it, because that should be the way I look at it, and judging from my perspective, that should be so many other black women way younger than Ketanji Brown. Let me know if I'm not pronouncing her name right, who should be trying to run for that same kind of position, just so she won't be. And let me say this, I know you don't want to hear the truth, my fellow black people, but I truly believe that she'll always be one of the only African American females to ever acquire that position, ever hold that position. Due to the simple fact that we've been indoctrinated, us as a black community, to always feel inferior to other groups of people. And when it all comes down to it, we fear white people for the most part. The reason we're so comfortable in our own shoes, so to speak, still the reason why you see so many black people, who love to get high off of marijuana, love to go to the liquor stores every weekend, every Friday, every Saturday night. And like Lawrence Fishburne, if we had any kind of sense, we would take heed to what Lawrence Fishburne said in the movie Boys in the Hood, when he told Mario Chestnut and Cuba Gooding Jr. how the main reason they keep liquor stores in the black communities is so we could kill ourselves. But until this day, we just hate to come to reality. And I guess we never will. That we'll always be comfortable being the most inferior race until the end of the world. Until next time, feel free to subscribe to the video. By the way, I will be uploading more new content in a not so distant future. Not only that, feel free to like the video. Last but not least, comment. Leave your comments below. Till next time, have a blessed day.